Ladies and gentlemen, the secret word tonight is book. B-O-O-K.
Oh, you're always saying that.
You bet your life. The DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America present Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life, the comedy quiz series produced and transcribed from Hollywood. And here he is, the one, the only...
Groucho! I thought he was still hibernating for the winter. Oh, that's me, Groucho Marx. Thank you. Well, here I am again with $1,500 for one of our couples. George Fenneman, who's supposed to try for it?
We invited some nightclub hat check girls and some ballpark vendors to the program tonight. And just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected Miss Betty Schumann and Mr. Al Weissman. And here they are. Folks, meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome, you beautiful people, for the DeSoto Plymouth Dealers. I mean you, Betty. Yeah? And if you say the secret word, you'll split $100 between you. It's a common word, something you'll find around the house. Mr. Weissman. Oh, I've seen you at the ballpark.
Thank you.
What ballpark do you do your hawking? Gilmore, huh?
Hollywood Ballpark.
Hollywood, huh? What kind of items do you sell to the ball fans?
Peanuts, Cracker Jacks, soda, popcorn, cushions, programs, novelties.
What kind of novelties?
Flags, hats, baseballs.
You mean if you get hot peanuts, that's a novelty? Tell me, Al, is there much difference between the taste of your cushions and your popcorn?
All in the color.
And Betty, Schumann?
Schumann,
huh? You're a mighty pretty girl, Betty, huh?
Thank you.
At what nightclub are you employed, Betty?
It's Ciro's.
Pretty expensive joint, isn't it?
Ciro's isn't a joint.
I'm sorry. Well, it's a pretty expensive honky-tonk, isn't it?
Ciro's isn't a honky-tonk either.
Well, at least we agree it's expensive, don't we?
Maybe for some people.
That's true. Some people do find it expensive. Only the people who go there. What do you do at Ciro's?
I'm a combination hat check and cigarette girl.
Well, you've got a very nice combination. Well, tell me, Betty, do women check their hats in your honky-tonk?
Very rarely, mostly coats.
What kind?
Oh, chinchillas, mink, sables, Persian lambs.
You mean you have all those animals in that little room? Why do women check those valuable coats? I should think they'd never want to let them out of their sight.
Well, if they were to take them to the tables with them and they got up to dance, they'd be left all alone.
You mean some skunk would come along and go away with the mink? Do people check other things besides hats and coats?
Occasionally.
Do any of your customers ever check their husbands?
No, but I had a man check a toupee once and a woman check a girdle.
I don't know why a woman would want to check a girdle. If she stayed in a nightclub long enough, she'd be strapped anyway. Why would a woman check a girdle in a nightclub, Betty?
I don't know, sir. I didn't ask her. It wasn't any of my business.
Well, I consider it mine. The next time a woman checks her girdle in your place, you tell her I want to know why. Now, how much do you charge for checking a hat?
There is no charge.
There isn't, eh? What do you mean, no charge? In a nightclub, they charge for everything, including the air you're choking in. No charge at all?
There is no charge. You tip whatever you wish.
I see. Whatever tip I want, eh?
That's right.
Suppose I left an asparagus tip. Now, Frankfurter, take me out of the ball game. Do you get many tips like Betty gets at Ciro's?
What, from those baseball fans?
I have never heard venom expressed in such simple terms. I didn't realize you were so sensitive, Al. I thought perhaps occasionally you got a foul tip. I thought occasionally you got a foul tip, you know. Now, what kind of a costume do you wear, Betty? And make it brief.
Well, it's strapless. It's very short, and we wear long opera hose.
Well, that's brief enough, I guess. Doesn't an outfit like that make people stare?
Well, yes. Mostly the women.
You mean the men don't stare?
Yes, but in a different way.
Naturally. Well, a man wants to see what happens to his hat. That's Well, you two have taught me a lot about night work. Now, let's see if you're going to be the ones who get the chance at the $1,500 question. Now, in just 1 minute, you're going to play You Bet Your Life.
When you take your car for service to a DeSoto Plymouth dealers, notice all the special tools and equipment in the shop. The equipment that helps the expert mechanics do better, faster work on your car. Find out also about the 2 great new cars he sells. There's the brilliant new DeSoto, truly a magnificent car. Truly a new car, front to back. From its impressive full-width radiator grille to its smart-looking, newly designed rear end. You'll be amazed by all of its new features. You'll enjoy driving it, for DeSoto is the car that lets you drive without shifting. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth, the beautiful car that likes to be compared.
Now, let's see if you two will get a chance at the $1,500. Fenneman, bring them up to date on the rules.
Each of our 3 couples has $20. They bet as much of that 20 as they want on each of 4 questions. The couple that earns the most money gets a chance at the $1,500 DeSoto Plymouth question at the end of the show. Our other 2 couples are in a waiting room off stage, so they don't know what's happening out here.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You select the drinking songs as your category. Is that right?
That's right.
Now, here's your first question. How much of the 20 are you going to try?
10.
10.
All right, $10. Here's a song everyone should know. Play, Jerry.
Sweet Adeline.
Sweet Adeline.
And they're on their way. They have $30.
$30. Remember, you're going for $1,500 tonight. Now, how much of the 30 are you going to try?
20.
$20. What is the name of this song? What do you think, kids? There's a tavern in the town.
They now have $10.
That's a shame. All right, now here's your third question. You have $10. How much are you going to try now?
5.
$5? Give me the title of this song. Okay, Jerry.
Whip and
The
Poop.
Whip and Poop song.
Oh, they're on their way again. They're now at $15.
Here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much of the 15 will you try?
All of it.
All of it. Shoot the works. Give me the title of this song. Take a guess, kids. This little brown jug. I'm going to give you another chance to make some money. Get this one right, and you win $10. Now, think hard. Who is buried in Grant's tomb?
Grant.
General Grant is right. Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Now, don't go away. You may get a chance at the big question. Now, before I forget it, I want to thank George Rosen and Weekly Variety for the special showmanship citation they gave us last week. It was a very high honor, and all of us on the show are sincerely grateful. Fenneman, you may proceed.
Groucho,
Yes,
the secret word is still book.
it is.
Perhaps the next couple will say it. We invited some hospital dietitians to the program, and just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected Miss Shirley Phillips. Her partner is a married man from the audience, Mr. Charlie Harvey, and here they are. Folks, meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. And if you say the secret word, you'll divide $100 between you. It's a common word, something you'll find around the house. Miss Phillips, Shirley Phillips.
That's right.
For a dietitian, you're a pretty tasty dish. Where are you from, Shirley?
Cedars of Lebanon Hospital.
Were you born there?
No, I'm from really from San Francisco.
Oh. And Mr. Harvey?
Yes, sir.
Are you one of the Harvey girls? Where are you from, Charlie?
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
What sort of work do you do?
I'm a former gravedigger.
Well, why did you quit? Is everybody dead? Why did you quit, huh?
I had a better chance for a job out here, so I came out here.
What are you doing now, Charlie?
I'm a warehouse man now, sir.
What are your duties as a warehouse man?
Well, I'm filling crates now. Shipping clerk.
Same job, but you're indoors, that's all. You are married, huh, Charlie?
Yes, sir.
How'd you meet your wife?
Well, she was working in Kelly's Oyster House in Philadelphia, reading tea leaves and palms.
Reading tea leaves in an oyster house? Huh?
Yes, sir.
What happened?
Well, she read my tea leaves in there one time and told me that I was going to marry a widow with 2 children. And a while back later, I came back over there and I says, well, I've looked all over town and I can't find a widow with 2 children. She says, well, you've been looking at her every time you come into the Kelly's Oyster House. She was a girl.
Well, did you marry her just so you wouldn't make a liar out of her? Is that Why, you're not married, huh, Shirley?
No, I'm not.
Why aren't you married?
I'm not ready to get married.
How long would it take you, huh? Is that the only reason you're not married?
No. But it seems like every time I meet somebody, either they're not interested in me or I'm not interested in them.
Well, don't be discouraged. Someday you'll meet a man and neither one of you will be interested. And then you'll have something in common and you'll probably get married. Huh? Just, what do you do on your job, Miss Phillips?
Well, I write diets and I check trays.
Do you make up the diet for the entire hospital?
No, I don't.
Who does that, Shirley?
The head dietitian.
The head dietitian? You mean there's a diet just for heads? Huh? Has anything unusual ever happened in your kitchen, Shirley, like putting something appetizing on the tray? Apparently, there are a lot of ex-patients here tonight.
Well, sometimes for breakfast, we've had some people order cheese blintzes and Finn and Hattie.
Cheese blintzes and Finn and Hattie, huh? Well, it's the same plot as Abe's Irish Rose, huh? Has anything embarrassing ever happened to you, Charlie?
Well, not embarrassing. I wouldn't say embarrassing, but I was
Well,
called...
what would you say, huh?
I was called out of bed at 1 o'clock in the morning to go back to the cemetery.
Were you alive at the time?
Well, I was the foreman of the gravediggers, and I was the only one that had the key to the tool house. It seems that some fellow had gone through the...
Somebody was eager to get buried, huh?
No, it seems like he had a few too many, and he was walking through the cemetery and fell in an open grave.
Just looking at you has made me hungry, Shirley. How much food should I eat in a day?
Well, that all depends upon the type of work that you do. A laborer should have about 3,000 calories, and a white-collar worker about 2,200 calories.
Well, I'm a white-collar worker, but my laundry didn't come back. Huh? Now, answer my question. How much should I eat, Shirley?
Well, what do you do?
Well, I can do 85 and the wind's with me. I not only can do 85, I am 85. Now, answer my question, Shirley. How much should I eat?
Well, looks like you sit down most of the time, so... I'd say about 1,500 calories.
That's about one meal a day, isn't it? Is there any food that's on most diets?
Oh, I'd say meat or milk.
In most cases, you'd say milk is good for the figure.
Yes.
Have you ever looked at a cow? Well, it's been nice talking to you two, and as soon as we're through here, Shirley, you and I will go out and have a banana split and some mashed potatoes. Now, let's see how well you'll make out in the battle for the $1,500 question. You're going to play You Bet Your Life. Run you $20 into more than the other couples, and you get a chance at the big question. I can't tell you how much our first couple won, but Fenneman's off stage to remind our listeners.
The nightclub girl and the ballpark vendor lost all their money, so these people have a clear field.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected well-known husbands and wives as your category. Is that right?
Yes.
Now, how much of the 20 are you going to try?
10.
David O. Selznick is married to a famous actress. What is her name?
Teresa Wright?
Do you agree with that? I'm sorry. It's Jennifer Jones.
Yeah.
And they have $10 now.
All right. Well, you're down to $10. Anyhow, you're going for $1,500 tonight, and that's the big money. Now, how much of the 10 are you going to try?
5.
$5. Who is actress Lynn Fontaine married to?
Alfred Lund.
Alfred Lund is right.
Now they have $15.
All right, now you got $15. Here's your third question. How much of the 15 you going to try?
10.
10. Who is designer Gilbert Adrian married to?
Janet Gaynor.
Janet Gaynor is right.
They're climbing. They have $25.
Well, you're the gainer now. Now, here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much of the 25 are you going to try?
20.
Who is Lily Pons married to?
Andre Castellanos.
Henry Castellanos.
And they wind up with $45.
Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Now, we'll soon know who gets the chance at the $1,500 question.
Folks, I don't have to tell you that summer is almost here.
No, Fenneman, but you will anyway.
And summer means that the best days to drive your car are right on top of it.
I wish you'd drive more carefully.
I will, Groucho, and more enjoyably, too. Because now's the time when I and thousands like me...
I won't comment on that horrible thought.
Now's the time when we smart car owners get set for those fine summer weekends and for vacations by visiting our DeSoto Plymouth dealer.
Fenneman, that's your idea of a vacation? Your family visiting a DeSoto Plymouth dealer?
Well, the time your car spends at a DeSoto Plymouth dealer's, folks, will make every mile you drive this summer more enjoyable.
That's true.
More economical.
Yes, it is.
Safer.
Yeah, and safer.
For expert service and checkup at a fair price. See your DeSoto Plymouth dealer tomorrow.
All right, Fenneman, who's leading in the race for the $1,500 question?
Well, the dietitian and the married man are ahead with $45. And the secret word is still book. We invited some sets of identical twins to the program tonight, and just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected Janny and Joey Pope. Folks, meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome, kiddies, for the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. And if you say the secret word, you'll divide $100 between you. It's a common word, something you'll find around the house. Identical twins, eh? I'm glad somebody told me. Otherwise, I might have accused one of you of being up here twice just to confuse me. Which one are you?
I'm Janny.
You're Janny, yeah?
Yes.
How do you do? And which one are you?
I'm Joey.
You're Joey.
Uh-huh.
You're Joey Ha-Ha? That's an Indian name, huh? Is your name Janny Ha-Ha? I've heard of Minnie Ha-Ha, but you two certainly look alike, and I think you should know each other. Janie, shake hands with Joey, huh? Now, don't anybody move. Stay right where you are. Now, let's see. Janie, how old are you?
I'm 20 years old.
Joey, you are Joey, huh?
Yes.
Since you're identical twins, you're exactly the same age?
Yes, I'm 22.
You're 22 and she's 20?
No, I'm 20 also.
Oh, that's like Joey Ha-Ha, huh? Janie, are you working?
No, I'm going to UCLA.
And Joey, where do you work?
I go to UCLA also.
How can your teachers tell you apart?
Well, when we're together, they can tell us apart, and when we're not together, they can't tell us apart.
Why do I get involved in things like that? I'm not a kid anymore, and you kids are not helping either. Janie, would you mind going over what she just said, slowly and succinctly?
Well, what she means is that when we're separated, they can't tell us apart, but when we're together, it's easier to tell us apart.
Cocktails, anybody? Joey, does everybody have the same trouble I have?
I'm Janny, that's Joey.
Oh, this is... Answer my question. Does everybody have my trouble?
Well, yes. I guess. What's your trouble?
Well, I'll tell you, Mrs. Anthony, I come from a family of 5 boys. I was standing here 5 minutes ago minding my own business when suddenly I went off my rocker. Now, Janie, do you have any boyfriends? That's you, Janie, over there.
Yes, I have
How do your
one.
boyfriends tell you apart?
Well, they have a lot of trouble telling us apart. But on the other hand, we have trouble telling them apart because they're also identical twins. We all get mixed up.
Have you ever played any tricks on your boyfriends?
Well, for instance, one day I walked into class and this boy ran up to me and said, Joey, and I didn't want to say I was Janie. I said, yes, and he said, can you go out Saturday night? And I said, I'd love to because Joey hadn't made a date for Saturday night. So Joey walked in and I told her and she already made a date, so I had to go out with him. And so we both happened to end up at the same place, and I introduced the boy, and he said, well, which one is Joey? And we wouldn't tell them, and they still don't know to this day.
I guess it's just as well. Huh? Have you any experiences like that you'd care to relate, Joey? That's you, Joey, over here.
Well, in high school, we had quite a lot of fun. Janie was better in geometry, and I was better in history. And I flunked a geometry test once, and so I had to make it up after school. So Janie went and took it in my place. She knew all the answers, and so she brought the blue book up to the teacher.
Joey, that did it. You just said book, and since that's the secret word for tonight, you and your partner split $100 in cash, compliments of the DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America.
Oh, thank you.
Now, where were we when you dented my checkbook?
Well, I brought the blue book up to the teacher, and as I was handing it to her, we both wear different rings, and I forgot to change my ring, and that's the only way the teacher could tell us apart, and she knew I had a pearl ring, and this girl that brought it up had a ruby ring, so she caught us in the act, but she was very nice about it.
Just kicked you out of school, huh? Well, Joey, you two not only look exactly alike, but you even dress exactly alike. Do you always dress the same?
Oh, yes.
What about boyfriends? Do you like the same boyfriends?
Oh, no. We've been very lucky about it.
Yeah. Your taste is quite
Very
different.
much the same, twins.
But the twins are alike, so it doesn't make any difference who goes with who.
You don't care which one you get, huh?
No.
I guess when you've seen one twin, you've seen them all. Well, it's certainly been nice looking at you girls. Now we're going to see if 2 heads are better than 1. You're going to play You Bet Your Life. You beat the other couples, and you'll get a chance at the $1,500 DeSoto Plymouth question. I can't tell you how much the other 2 couples won, but Fenneman's going to remind our listeners.
The dietitian and the husband are ahead with $45.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected animals and birds of fact and fiction as your category. Is that right?
Yes.
All right. Now you have $20. How much are you going to try?
$10, Harpo.
$10. Harpo, right? My name happens to be Al Ritz. All right, Janie, that's you over here.
No, I'm Joey.
Oh, no, not now. From now on, you're Janie, huh? And you're one of the Dolly sisters. You're going to try $10, and what animal do you associate with Mrs. O'Leary?
Cow.
A cow is right.
Off to a good start. They have $30.
All right, now you got $30. Remember, you're going for $1,500 tonight. Now, how much of the 30 will you try?
20.
What bird do you associate with Edgar Allan Poe?
Raven.
The raven is right.
They're climbing. They have $50.
All right, you got $50. Here's your third question. How much are you going to try?
30, I think.
30. All right. What bird do you associate with the ancient mariner?
Oh, wait a minute now. The, seagull. Oh, it was a dove. It was a dove. No, it was a gull. We just studied that last week.
Well, I don't think you had your mind on it at the time, though. It's the albatross.
Oh, yeah.
They now have $20.
Well, you still got $20. Now, here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much of the 20 are you going to try?
All of it.
What invisible animal do you associate with Frank Fay in a successful Broadway play?
Rabbit.
The rabbit is right.
They wind up with $40, and that means the dietitian and the husband with $45 get the chance of the DeSoto Plymouth $1,500 question. When your car needs attention, it's important to get the very best service you can get. That's why you should always drive in at the sign of a DeSoto Plymouth dealer. For there's where you get a top service job every time. Expert factory-trained mechanics, working with factory-approved tools and equipment, do better work on your car, and they do it faster. That means money in your pocket. Add to this a DeSoto Plymouth dealer's constant desire to treat you fairly and squarely, and you have all the reasons why it will pay you next time your car needs attention to take it to a DeSoto Plymouth dealer. And here's the dietitian and the husband, the winning couple, all ready for the DeSoto Plymouth $1,500 question, Groucho.
Here we go for $1,500. Ready? I'll give you 15 seconds to decide on a single answer between you, so think carefully and please no help from the audience. Here it is. Children the world over know about American Indians and early pioneers because of the writings of one of our greatest authors. He wrote The Deerslayer and The Last of the Mohicans, among others. Who was this man? All right, what's the answer you two have decided upon?
I think it's James Oliver Kirkwood.
No, you had the first name right, but I'm sorry, Charlie. It's James Fenimore Cooper, so that means the big question next week will be worth $2,000. Well, you lost the big money, but you won $45 in the quiz. Congratulations, and thanks to both of you.
You Bet Your Life is a John Goodell production, transcribed from Hollywood, directed by Robert Dwan and Bernie Smith. Music by Jerry Fielding. Be sure to tune in again next Wednesday night at this time for the Groucho Marx Show, You Bet Your Life, presented by the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers of America. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth. Two great cars, both products of the Chrysler Corporation. And don't forget, next week the big question will be worth $2,000.
Good night, folks, and remember, just be sure to see your DeSoto Plymouth dealer.
Folks, here's a tip from the National Safety Council. When driving, look ahead of the vehicle ahead to give yourself more stopping distance. This is George Fenneman, signing off for the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast. Ladies and gentlemen, the secret word tonight is dress. D-R-E-S-S.
Really?
You bet your life. The DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America present Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life. the comedy quiz series produced and transcribed from Hollywood. And here he is, the one, the only...
Why doesn't he give up? Oh, that's me, Groucho Marx. Thank you. Well, here I am again with $2,000 for one of our couples. George Fenneman, who's first to try for it?
We invited some Scotch war brides to the program tonight, along with their husbands. And just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected Mr. and Mrs. Clarence Parsons. And here they are. Folks, meet Groucho Marx.
Well, welcome, Scotties, for the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. And if you say the secret word, you'll win $100 in cash immediately. It's a common word, something you see every day. What is your name? Nan Parsons, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You're a Scotch war bride, huh?
That's right.
How old are you?
25.
25?
Yes.
25-year-old Scotch, huh? Well, you look smooth and mellow, man. And if you ever need a chaser, give me a ring sometime. You're the war bride's husband?
Yes, sir.
Clarence Parsons.
That's right.
How old are you, Clarence?
29, sir.
Are you Scotch, too?
No, I'm half English and half Irish.
Oh. Half and half. Blended, eh? Where are you from, Clarence?
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
And what part of Scotland are you from, Nan?
I'm from Wishaw.
Wishaw?
Wishaw,
I know
Scotland.
that song. When you wish upon a star. Is that the theme song of the village?
No, it isn't.
Is it, for a chick is like the bloom of the heather, her neck was like the swan. Her face, it was the fairest I had ever looked upon. Just as sure as my name is John, when I get back again to bonny Scotland. That was one of the things that contributed towards Vaudeville's death. How long have you two been married?
6 years.
Nan, how long have you been married?
6 years.
What sort of work do you do, Clarence?
I'm manager of Carnation's demonstration store here in Los Angeles. It's Carnation Ice Cream Company.
Oh, and what do you demonstrate?
The dispensing of ice cream, sundaes, malts.
You don't milk any cows in the window or anything?
Not recently.
What were you doing when you met Butterscotch here?
I was with Lockheed attached to the 8th Air Force in Ireland at the time. I was on leave, on vacation when I met her.
How did you trap this fellow? I'm curious about it. What method does a Halen lassie use?
Oh. I think they, we usually,
They're much more...
Well, there must be more to it than that, huh? You apparently worked very fast, didn't you, Nan?
I guess so. But ordinarily,
Why
they do
did
wait
you-
4 years
You
over
usually,
there.
you usually wait 4 years in
Yes,
Scotland? Why do you wait so long?
Oh.
Does it take the groom that long before he'll cough up the $2 for the license?
To trust them.
What's that?
It takes that long to trust them.
It takes 4 years before you know whether you can trust him? It takes longer than that, kid, but you just don't realize it. You don't seem to have much of an accent, Nan. I thought all Scotch girls talked about the broad brick moonlich nicht.
Well,
Why is it you don't have a burr? Not even an errand burr. If that be treason, make the most of it.
I did have an accent when I come over at first, but I lost it.
You lost it, eh? Well, I'm sorry you did, because I think it's very charming, the Scotch accent. I'm crazy about it. Are there any other Scotch war brides that you visit occasionally, Nan?
Yes, my sister.
Do you have any relatives over here besides your sister?
My in-laws and my closest relatives are overseas in Scotland.
Your close relatives are in Scotland, huh? They're going to be crazy about that crack, Nan. Are the Scots really thrifty, Nan, or is that just a kind of a legend, huh?
Oh, they're the average Scotch, just as thrifty as you are.
Well, that certainly answers my question. Now, Nan, in Scotland, I understand the husband is invariably the boss. Is that true? Do the males always wear the pants in the family?
Oh, some, yes, and some have kilts.
Well, don't you find it confusing when someone says your slip is showing and you don't know whether the remark is intended for you or your boyfriend? Well, you're both very nice kids, and you have every Scottish right to be happy. Huh? Now, let's see if you're going to be the ones who get the chance at the $2,000 question. Now, in just 1 minute, you're going to play You Bet Your Life.
You'll never have to wonder about what kind of service you'll get when you take your car to a DeSoto Plymouth dealer. Well, that's where you always get efficient service, courteous service, service at a fair price. Yes, and that's where you'll find out about two truly great new cars, DeSoto and Plymouth. The brilliant new DeSoto, with its sweeping lines, is new from its magnificent full-width front grille to its smart-looking, newly designed rear end. Inside and out, it's as beautiful a car as you've ever seen. Inside and out, it's as practical a car as you've ever dreamed of. When you drive the new DeSoto, you'll be thrilled by the surge of power at your command. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth, the beautiful car that's packed with value and ready to prove it.
Now, let's see if you two will get a chance at the $2,000. Fenneman, explain the rules.
All right? Each of our three couples has $20. They bet as much of that 20 as they want on each of 4 questions. The couple that earns the most money gets a chance at the $2,000 DeSoto Plymouth question at the end of the show. Our other 2 couples are in a waiting room off stage, so they don't know what's happening out here.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected songs with time in the title as your category. Now, here's your first question. How much of the 20 will you risk?
10.
$10. Give me the title of this song. It's Rudy Valley's theme song. My time is your time is right.
And they're on their way with $30, Groucho.
As Fenneman says, you're on your way with $30. Remember, you're going for $2,000 tonight. Now, how much of the 30 will you try?
25.
25. What is the name of this song? It has time in the title.
Apple Blossom Time.
Apple Blossom Time is right.
They're climbing. They have $55.
You have $55. Here's your third question. How much of the 55?
50.
$50. They get along famously, don't they? This song was made famous in the picture Casablanca. What's the title?
As time goes by.
Time goes by is right.
They're really up there now. They have $105.
Man, you had me scared that time. I thought you were going to blow the Duke. You got $105. Here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much of the 105 will you try?
All of it.
Here's your last chance to beat the other couples. You're going to bet $105. What is the title of this song? Okay, Jerry.
Time
on my hands is right.
And they wind up with $210.
Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Now, don't go away. You may get a chance at the big question.
Groucho, the secret word is still dress.
Dress.
Perhaps our next couple will say it.
Perhaps.
Just before we went on the air, we selected a married man from the studio audience and a hotel housekeeper. And here they are, Mr. Phil Sonis and Mrs. Vera Isolde. Meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life, kids. And if you say the secret word, you divide $100 between you. It's a common word, something you see every day. A housekeeper and a husband, eh? Mrs. Vera Isolde, you're the housekeeper, huh? Where are you from originally, Vera?
I was born on 12th Street, New York City.
I'll call you Vera, huh?
That's right. New York
I know
City.
That's right, but I'll call you Vera anyway. You have a charming accent, Vera. What is it?
Touch of English.
Mr. Phil Sones?
Sonis, yes.
Sonis. So what kind of an accent is that you've got?
That's California.
What part of California do you come from originally?
Chicago.
I was under the impression California only extended as far east as Pennsylvania. However, I understand they have an option on New England. What sort of work do you do?
I'm a house-to-house salesman for the Kelligan Saltwater Service Operation.
You sell houses, you say, from house to house?
No, I sell soft water.
Sounds like a pretty soft job to me. Vera, let's get back to you. I'll return to you in a moment here. Don't think you've heard the last of this soft water. You're a housekeeper, you say, Vera?
Yes.
Where do you keep house?
The Flamingo in Nevada.
Keep house
Las
for
Vegas,
a flamingo? Huh? You mean you run a bird cage?
No,
What is the flamingo?
it's the most beautiful hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Oh, Las Vegas. Oh, a squirrel cage, huh? Sure, you got me all confused. What does this menagerie look like?
We have wonderful grounds and a very, very nice casino.
Was that big casino or little casino? What is the casino?
Well, it's where the guests come to gamble.
Wiped out is what we call it. Do you get any free shots at the roulette table?
I don't gamble. I don't understand gambling.
That doesn't stop the other people in Las Vegas. You say you don't gamble at all? You don't understand it? What's a double six in craps?
Boxcar.
I see. You don't understand gambling, but you understand railroading. Is that it? Now, Vera, has anything unusual ever happened in your casino, like somebody winning?
Well, I've passed through sometimes and heard quite a noise because the people have won the jackpot.
What is the jackpot?
Well, it's slot machines, I believe. And
You're
when
not so certain now as you were.
Well, I don't understand very much about it, but I know some of them have put some money in, and out comes the jackpot,
proprietor,
as they
if
say it.
Out comes the proprietor and fixes the machine so no money will ever come out again. Where do you live in Las Vegas?
Well, the management gives me a room and bath.
I understand the room, but who gives you the bath? The manager, eh? That's a very old joke, but it's a very old manager, too.
No, it's a young manager.
A young manager. Well, in that case, you take a shower. Mr. Sunnis, you might as well wake up. Do you... Tell us about this job you do, this soft water swindle that you...
It's a matter of going house to house and trying to sell the housewives on the advantages of all the soft water services that they have available to them.
And just what are they?
Well, there's mostly Culligan soft water service. That's the one I'm associated
with. Double talk again, huh?
Yeah.
Do you help your wife with the housework?
Occasionally.
How much do you help your wife?
About as much as other husbands.
You ever wonder what those other husbands are doing in your house? How long have you been married, Phil?
About 10 years now.
Now, how'd you meet your wife?
Well, again, it gets back to the soft water business. I was a house-to-house
What's the name of it?
The Culligan soft water. Rang the doorbell, and this very irate young lady came to the door. She was very much provoked, and her hair was in shambles. But shortly after I got through...
Shambles?
In shambles?
Where is that near there? When did she get her hair back, huh?
Well, after I got through telling her about my product, she threw her arms around me, kissed me, and the next night we had a date, and I was able to explain to her the advantages of soft water.
Is that the customary reaction you get?
If you use the proper approach, it's the customary reaction.
Do you need somebody to work the other side of the street? Maybe we could combine. I could use hard water across the street, huh? Well, Vera, I've made up my mind, and I'm flying to Las Vegas in the morning on my Flamingo. But right now, let's see if you can clean up in the battle for the $2,000 question. You've got to work together as a team and run your $20 into more than the other couples to get a chance at the big question. I can't tell you how much our first couple won, but Fenneman is going to remind our listeners.
The Scottish war bride and her husband won $210.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You select the colors of flowers as your category. All right, here's your first question. How much of the 20 will you try?
5.
All right, what color is a gardenia?
White.
White is correct.
Now they have $25, Groucho.
I should say white is right. Now you got $25. Remember, you're going for $2,000 tonight. Now, how much of the 25?
15.
$15. What color is a daffodil?
Yellow.
That's right.
They're on their way. They have $40.
All right, you've got $40. And here's your third question. How much of the 40?
30.
$30. What color is a poinsettia?
Red.
Red is correct.
They're climbing. They have $70 now.
All right, you got $70. And here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much of the 70?
Shoot the moon.
What color is lilac?
Purple.
Purple is right.
And they wind up with $140.
Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Now, we'll soon know who gets the chance at the $2,000 question.
Friends, you'll find a DeSoto Plymouth dealer ready and eager to serve you no matter where you drive.
I'm driving my friends a distraction. Like to come along, Fenneman?
Well, I'll go as far as the nearest DeSoto Plymouth dealer, Groucho.
I don't want you any further, Fenneman.
Well, that's where I know there's expert factory-trained mechanics who give your car and my car the same watchful care a mother gives a baby.
Did you ever try to burp at a soda?
Expert mechanics work with factory-designed and approved tools and equipment to give you the best service job you can get, no matter what the make of your car. So visit him the very first thing tomorrow morning.
Now, won't that look pretty? All those people driving around in their pajamas. All right, Fenneman, who's ahead in the battle for the $2,000 question?
Well, the Scottish couple are ahead with $210, and the secret word is still dress. We invited some glass blowers and some movie stuntmen to the program tonight, and just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected glass blower Richard Seaman and stuntman Bob Morgan. And here they are. Gentlemen, meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome, boys, for the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. And if you say the secret word, you'll divide $100 in cash. It's a common word, something you see every day. Mr. Richard Seaman.
Yeah.
You're a glass blower, is that right?
That's right.
Well, blow me down. Where are you from?
Kansas City, Missouri.
Mr. Morgan, Bob Morgan? You're the stuntman, huh?
Yes, I am.
How's tricks?
I don't do tricks. I do stunts.
Well, how's stunts, huh? Where are you from, Bob?
Mount Carmel, Illinois.
Pretty sticky place, isn't it? Where do you do your glass blowing?
I don't.
Mr. Seaman.
At the Glasscraft Company.
The Glasscraft, huh? Is that anything like the Chris Craft?
No. That's a boat.
That's a boat, huh? Well, this is a boat glass blowing. We're talking about new. So what do you do in your job?
Well, we take molten glass and on the end of a blow iron and form it into different shapes like perfume bottles or television tubes.
What's your most popular item?
The television tubes. They're in most demand right now.
Why is that?
Well, they're scarce and everybody wants them.
Everybody wants them?
For there.
Not people who are employed in radio. Have you ever had the hiccups while blowing a light bulb? And all you got were percolator tops? Let's get back to you, stuntman. Just what do you do in your job?
Well, I double actors and stars in the business.
You mean double actors?
Whenever they have a hazardous stunt that an actor can't perform or shouldn't perform, why, they call in a stuntman to do it.
You mean if there's something an actor won't do, they hire you for the job?
Yes, that's right.
I don't see how you make any money, huh? I didn't think there was anything an actor wouldn't do. Now, how much would you charge me to jump off a 100-foot cliff?
Oh, about $10 a foot.
Well, that's cheap enough. All you have is 2 feet, huh? How much would you charge me to jump off a curb?
I don't jump from curbs.
Well, how do you get across the street? How do you manage a double for a star and keep the audience from getting wise?
Well, they generally select you because of your physical resemblance to the star. They keep our back to the camera, profile, so forth, and keep our face out of the camera as much as possible.
In many cases, the audience has their back to the picture, too, you know. Our listeners would like to know how you do some of these stunts. For example, say you jump off a 500-foot cliff. How do you manage it?
Well, ordinarily they will put a parallel about 10 feet below the top of the cliff. And the stuntman will jump to the parallel, and they'll cut away to a long shot of a dummy flying through space and landing.
Do they ever get confused?
Not yet.
Now, glassblower, are you getting the jitters listening to all this mayhem?
No,
How did you get to be a glassblower?
Well...
Did you start off to school one morning, twirling your books and say, when I grow up, I'm going to be a glassblower, and nobody's going to stop me?
That was the last thing I ever thought it would be. Just looking for a job and...
Well, you went someplace where they were blowing glass? And,
yes.
And they asked you if you had any experience? And you lied, huh?
That's right.
How do you blow glass? Do you chew up old milk bottles and puff?
No, we take molten glass and we make different articles out of it. After you get it on the end of this blowpipe, it's about 4 or 5 feet long, you can blow it into different shapes. Or
Can you control the shape of the
yes,
things that come?
Any shape you want.
You can, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know what shape I want, but I don't know whether you can do it. Now, what happens after the glass is shaped?
We anneal it.
I beg your pardon.
It's annealed.
It's anneal? I thought it was a television tube.
No, it's anneal. A-N-N-E-A-L.
You don't have to spell it. All the kids are in bed by now. What has an eel got to do with all this? Is it a live eel?
No, it's not an eel, it's an eel.
You know, we can be sued by Abbott and Costello over that. I think this guy's blown his top. I better humor him. What is the eel doing in your blowpipe?
Well, by that I mean anneal, you take the glass over to a furnace and you take the strains and stress out of it. That's anneal.
Boy, you're a whiz at clarifying things. All right, now let's see how a glassblower and a stuntman make out and You Bet Your Life. You beat the other couples and you'll get a chance at the $2,000 DeSoto Plymouth question. I can't tell you how much the other two couples won, but Fenneman's off stage to remind our listeners.
The Scottish war bride and her husband are still ahead with $210.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You select the tools of the trade as your category. Now, here's your first question. How much of the 20 are you going to try?
How much do we got?
You have $20.
Oh,
You may wind up with $20.
$10.
All right. Who would use a mortar and a pestle?
Either a chemist or a scientist.
Well, I think that's right. It's a pharmacist, but I think you had it right, huh?
You're on the way with $30, Groucho.
All right. You're running along. You got $30. Remember, you're going for $2,000 tonight. Now, how much of the 30 will you try? $20. Who would use a stick and a press?
Printer for one thing.
That's right. A printer is right.
Next time, we have $50.
Here's your third question. How much of the 50? Talk it up now.
25.
How much?
25.
$25. Who would use a transit and a plumb bob?
A surveyor.
A surveyor is correct.
Now they have $75.
All right, you got $75. Here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much of the 75?
All of it.
$50. Who would use a scalpel and a suture?
Doctor.
A doctor or a surgeon is right.
They wind up with $125, and that means the Scotch war bride and her husband with $210 get the chance at the DeSoto Plymouth $2,000 question. Prompt, courteous service at a price that's fair. That's the creed of every DeSoto Plymouth dealer. When you drive in for service at the sign of a DeSoto Plymouth dealer, you can count on this. Expert mechanics working with factory-approved tools and equipment will give your car the careful attention you want it to have. They'll do a better job on your car in a shorter time, and that means money in your pocket. It also means a car that will give you faithful, economical service for miles and miles. So next time your car needs service, stop in and get acquainted with a DeSoto Plymouth dealer. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth. And here's the Scotch war bride and her husband, the winning couple, all ready for the DeSoto Plymouth $2,000 question, Groucho.
All right, kids, here's a chance to make you the two richest people in Scotland. Here we go for $2,000. I'll give you 15 seconds to decide on a single answer between you, so think carefully and please no help from the audience. Here it is. President Truman recently made a cross-country trip to participate in a dedication at a great new dam on the Columbia River. For $2,000, what is the name of this important dam? Okay, what's the answer you two have decided upon?
Grand Coulee?
That's right. That's right, you win $2,000. You had the right answer, so you win $2,000. What are you going to do with all that money?
She's going to do it.
What are you going to do with it,
I'd
man?
like to give my husband's mother some of it, help her out. She's been so wonderful to me.
Couldn't you help her out for less money than that? All right, you win $2,000 plus $210 in the quiz. You really cleaned up tonight. Congratulations from the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast. You bet your life.
You Bet Your Life is a John Goodell production. Transcribed from Hollywood, directed by Robert Dwan and Bernie Smith. Music by Jerry Fielding. Be sure to tune in again next Wednesday night at this time for the Groucho Marx Show. You Bet Your Life. Presented by the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers of America. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth. Two great cars, both products of the Chrysler Corporation. And don't forget, next week, the big question will be worth $1,000.
Good night, folks, and remember, just be sure to see your DeSoto Plymouth dealer.
Folks, here's a tip from the National Safety Council. Don't wait for a rainy day to check your windshield wipers. This is George Fenneman signing off for the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast. Ladies and gentlemen, the secret word tonight is tree. T-R-E-E.
Really?
You Bet Your Life. The DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America present Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life, the comedy quiz series produced and transcribed from Hollywood. And here he is, the one, the only...
That's logical. This is National Pickle Week. Oh, that's me, Groucho Marx. Thank you. Well, here I am again with $1,000 for one of our couples. George Fenneman, who's first to try for it?
Just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected the mother of a large family and an expectant father. And here they are, Mrs. Lois Mayer and Mr. Charles Weiss. Meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome, folks, for the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. And if you say the secret word, you'll divide $100 in cash. It's a common word, something you see every day. Mrs. Marr, Lois Marr, you're the mother of a large family?
Yes, I am.
Pretty young-looking gal, aren't you? How large is your family?
I have 8 children.
You have 8
children? 8 children.
Oh, you certainly don't look it. And Mr. Weiss, you're the expectant father?
Yes, sir.
You don't look it either. Do you have any other children, Mr. Weiss?
No, sir. This is my first.
Oh, your first, eh? Well, you better rest a while. The first one is the hardest. Where are you from, Mr. Weiss?
I was born in New Haven, Connecticut, raised in Newport, Rhode Island, moved to New York, and then came out here about a year and a half ago.
Who was after you? And, Mrs. Moore? What does your husband do for a living, Mrs. Moore?
Well, we just started catering not so long ago.
To each other? Well, where are you from, little mother?
I'm from Leona Mines, Virginia, and I lived in Cincinnati, Ohio after I was married, and then we came to California.
Is that the customary route? Tell us something about this catering you mentioned. What sort of a business is it, specifically?
Well, we put on dinners for parties.
Any particular kind of food, or just...
Whatever you choose.
I see. Well, I choose the food after I eat it, but... What do you charge for a dinner like that?
It's according to what you're going to eat.
You're pretty cagey, aren't you, huh? Well, approximately, Lois.
Oh, anywhere from $1.50 to $2.50 a plate.
And, suppose you put something on the plate. How much extra? I'll just call you Charlie, not you, Mrs. Moore. I mean you. What sort of work do you do, Charlie?
I'm a sales representative for America's #1 television set, Admiral.
Did you just make that up? Could you get me one wholesale?
Come around.
Does anybody ever buy anything retail anymore? Huh? How old are your children, Lois?
Oh, I have them all ages.
You got one around 79? What do you mean, all ages?
No, 15, 13, 12, 9, 7, 6, 4, and 8 months.
You just got under the wire there with that. With a family your size, Lois, how large a hotel do you run?
We have 4 bedrooms.
How do you get them all out in the morning? I mean, do you put them on a conveyor belt? Or...
Well, hardly like that. I
Well-
have 5 boys and 3 girls. And I wake the oldest girl up first, and the baby wakes up instead of the oldest girl. And I go around yelling, 7:15, 7:15.
Suppose it's 8 o'clock. Do you still yell at 7:15? How do you discipline the youngsters?
Oh, they're pretty well behaved most of the time.
You never
When-
take a swipe at them?
Only in self-defense.
Did you have trouble finding names for all these kiddies?
No, we have a book at home.
Well, Lois, my advice to you is it isn't too late. Throw the book away. How about you, Mr. Weiss? Have you got a definite name for your youngster?
Yes, we have.
You are. What are you going to name it, huh?
We don't know yet.
Well, that sounds pretty definite, huh? Sounds like an Indian name, huh? What is the kid's name? We don't know yet, Jones. Huh? What do you mean you have a definite name, but you don't know yet? Why?
Well, we don't know what it'll
Charlie
be.
Weiss, what kind of talk is that, huh?
We don't know what it'll be yet.
You mean there's a likelihood that it may have wings and fly out the window? Which would you prefer, Charlie, a boy or a girl?
Well, it doesn't make much difference to us as long as it's a baby.
Why do you want a baby?
Well,
what an odd thing to wish for, huh? Well, after we're through here, talk to Mrs. Moore about it. Maybe she can get it for you wholesale. Well, it's been very instructive talking to you two, and I hope you'll both be very happy. Now, in just 1 minute, you're going to play You Bet Your Life for $1,000. To
millions of car owners across this nation, the sign of a DeSoto Plymouth dealer stands for two things: the best in new car values, the best in service. Next time you're at a DeSoto Plymouth dealer's for service, make it a point to find out about the two truly great new cars he sells. One is the brilliant new DeSoto, the car that's really new, inside and out, bringing you more beauty, economy, and comfort. The moment you see the new DeSoto, you'll note its clean, modern design, the graceful new lines that sweep back from its magnificent new full-width front grille to its smart, roomy trunk. It's a thrilling car, this all-new DeSoto, the car that lets you drive without shifting. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell the beautiful new Plymouth, the car that likes to be compared.
Now, let's see if you two will be high for the night and get the chance at the $1,000. Fenneman, explain the rules.
Each of our three couples has $20. They bet as much of that 20 as they want on each of four questions. The couple that earns the most money gets a chance at the DeSoto Plymouth $1,000 question at the end of the show. Our other two couples are in a waiting room off stage, so they don't know what's happening out here.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected mountain peaks of the world as your category. Is that right?
That's right.
Now, here's your first question. You have $20. How much will you risk?
$10.
All right. Where is Mauna Loa found? M-A-U-N-A, capital L-O-A.
In the Hawaiian Islands.
The Hawaiian Islands is right.
We're off to a good start, Groucho. They have $30.
All right. Remember, you're going for $1,000 tonight. Now, how much of the 30 will you try?
25.
25. In what country is Popocatépetl found?
In Mexico.
Mexico is correct.
They're climbing. They have $55.
You got $55, and here's your third question. How much of the 55 do you want to try?
50.
Where is Mount Everest found?
Oh, Everest in Tibet.
They're really climbing now. They have $105.
105. 105.
You're going to shoot the whole
We'll
thing?
shoot the works.
All right. Here's your last chance to beat the other couples. Where is Mount Vesuvius?
Mount Vesuvius is in Italy.
All right.
And they wind up with a grand total of $210.
Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
Groucho.
Yes.
The secret word is still tree. Perhaps the next couple will say it.
They might.
Just before we went on the air, we selected a housewife from the audience.
A good idea.
Her name is Mrs. Mary Ann Hughes.
A splendid notion.
And a hypnotist, Mr. Fred Schneider. And here they are. Folks, meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. And if you say the DeSoto Plymouth secret word, you'll divide $100 between you. It's a common word, something you see every day. Mr. Schneider, you're the hypnotist?
Yes, I am.
Well, don't look me in the eye when you answer me. Somebody has to stay awake around here. Now, Mrs. Hughes, Marion Hughes, huh? Marion Hughes and Repented Leisure. Isn't that the, what they say? No, I guess not. You're the housewife?
Yes, I am.
Well, you're a very attractive housewife, huh?
Thank you.
What does your husband do, Mrs. Hughes?
Well, he works for Foodcraft.
Foodcraft?
Mm-hmm. He sells pickles.
How did you meet him? Was he pickled at the time?
No, he wasn't old enough to be pickled when I met him.
How old do you have to be pickled? Well, how did you meet him? Huh?
Well, I met him in a blacksmith shop in Illinois. He was molding a brand for his pony, and he had heated the iron, and he had formed the letters M-A-X, and he put them in this big tub of water
Max?
because they were hot. Uh-huh.
Was that the pony's name or your husband?
No, that was his name. He was going to brand his pony, Max.
What was the pony's name?
I don't know. I don't.
Didn't the pony have a name?
Well, I didn't ask him. I don't know.
Don't you think it was rather unfair to the pony to...
I'm sorry. I should have asked the pony.
Well, there you are with the pony and Max and the...
I hadn't noticed my husband very much. I mean, he put the brand in the tub of water, and a devil's horse came flying by, and
What's that?
A devil's horse?
A devil's horse?
Uh-huh.
Was he getting shoed, too, in the black? What's a devil's horse?
Well, those huge varmints they have back east. They fly through the air, and they look like a little horse, only they're an insect. And if they bite you, it's just sure death, they say.
Who are they? I mean, I've always wanted to track that down, they say.
Well, that's what I've heard all my life, and I saw this coming at me, and I didn't like it. Well, I got excited, and I fell over in this tub of water on the top of this branch. And I got branded.
Isn't it a little embarrassing to walk around the bathing beach with Mac stamped on you? Huh?
No, it really isn't noticeable at all.
So I still don't see how this culminated in marriage. The mere fact that you were named Max at the time. Matter of fact, all three of you were named Max by this time. But what about you, Eye Strain? What kind of a brand do you carry? Are you married?
Yes, I'm married.
Some hypnotist. She caught you napping, eh? Tell me, Svengali, what are some of the uses for hypnotism?
Well, it's being used a great deal medically today, especially through this last war. Mm-hmm. Such things as overcoming and removing phobias, bad habits.
Could you hypnotize me and cure me of my insomnia?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes, I think so.
I doubt it. I don't have insomnia. I just can't sleep at night, that's all. Could you hypnotize me and cure me of smoking cigars?
Well, any ordinary person you could hypnotize.
Answer my question. Can you hypnotize me?
Well, I don't know. I have to try it first.
Well, flattery will get you nowhere. I guess I'm safe in ordering another box of cigars. Can you show me how to hypnotize somebody? Try it on Mrs. Hughes here. Huh?
Sure, I'd be glad.
Mrs. Hughes, do you mind if he hypnotizes you?
Oh, I don't think I like that.
Oh, you don't want to give up smoking cigars either. Well, how do you hypnotize somebody? What's the first step?
Well, the first step is to get their attention, have them concentrate on your voice, and then have them think of figures or numbers. As you count, for instance, to 5, they'll go deep asleep. Then you begin counting 1, tell them to relax and grow heavy, their legs and their arms. 2, they're growing very
Are you trying to give me the double whammy here?
Well, I wasn't trying very hard.
Can you hypnotize a whole audience?
A large portion of a whole audience. I did a demonstration at the Long Beach Municipal Auditorium several years ago. Mm-hmm. There were about 3,500 people there, and several hundred actually went to sleep.
Did it ever occur to you that perhaps the show was lousy? Well, now that everybody's in a trance, let's play You Bet Your Life for $1,000. You run your $20 no more than the other couples, and you get the big chance. I can't tell you how much our first couple won, but Fenneman's offstage to remind our listeners.
The expectant father and the mother of 8 children won $210.
Here we go. Let's see how high you can build your $20. You selected American Patriots as your category. Is that right? Now, here's your first question. How much are the 20?
Okay.
What was the name of the American statesman who said, give me liberty or give me death?
Patrick Henry.
Patrick Henry is right.
They're on their way with $30.
Remember, you're going for $1,000 tonight. How much of the 30 will you try?
25.
25. What was the name of the soldier and statesman who avenged the Alamo at San Jacinto?
Was it Sam Houston?
Sam Houston is correct.
They're on their way now. They have $55.
And here's your third question. And how much are the 55?
50.
What was the name of the patriot in charge of the Boston Tea Party? He also signed the Declaration of Independence.
Sam Adams.
Samuel Adams is correct.
Now they have $105.
This gal has read a number of books. Here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much are the 105?
100.
100. What was the name of the woman who supposedly said, "Shoot if you must, this old gray head, but spare your country's flag"?
Jane, wasn't Bessie, no.
I'm terribly sorry. It was Barbara Fritchie. Well, that's tough luck. You bet all your money and wound up broke. I'm going to give you another chance to make some money. Get this one right, and you win $10 in cash. Now, think hard. Who was buried in Grant's tomb? General Grant is right. Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers, and I will soon know who gets the chance at the $1,000 question.
Mr. Car Owner, what have you done about the warmer weather that lies ahead?
I'm sending my long underwear to storage.
But what about your car? Is it all set for the miles of pleasant motoring? Can you count on it for smooth operation on vacation and during those summer weekends? Better visit a DeSoto Plymouth dealer real soon. Let his service experts tune up your car.
Bring in your violin, too.
You see, friends, a car that's been checked by DeSoto Plymouth mechanics will zoom along the road and purr like a cat.
May even drink milk. So take the man's advice, folks. Bring your car, your violin, and your cat in wherever you see the sign of a DeSoto Plymouth dealer. All right, Fenneman, who's ahead in the battle for the $1,000 question?
Well, the mother of 8 children and the expectant father are ahead with $210. And the secret word is still tree. We invited some boxers and some ballet dancers to the program tonight, and just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected Miss Patty Taylor and Mr. Art Aragon. And here they are, folks. Meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome, youngsters, for the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. And if you say the secret word, you'll divide $100 between you. It's a common word, something you see every day. A boxer and a ballet dancer, eh? Which are you?
I'm the boxer.
You're the boxer, huh? What is your name? Art Aragon, eh? Yes. Where are you from, Art?
I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Oh. Before we proceed, let me caution you. On this program, you're liable to hear bells occasionally, Art. Don't come out swinging if you do. What is your fighting weight, Art?
135 stripped.
Did you say strapped or stripped? Now, how much do you weigh with your clothes on?
I don't know. I never weigh with my clothes on.
You must draw a nice crowd when you get weighed at the union. Are you married, or haven't you lost a fight yet?
I'm married, but we don't fight at home.
You don't, huh? In the morning, does your wife have to count to 9 before you'll get up? Huh? What about you, Twinkle Toes? Let's find out something about you. You're a ballet dancer, huh?
Yes.
Where are you from? What is your name? Fifi? Patty, huh?
Patty Taylor.
Are you married?
No, I'm not married.
You're not married, huh? For a ballet dancer, apparently you're not on your toes. Let's see you get up on your toes.
In these shoes?
Hmm.
You need toe shoes for that.
How you have toes, huh?
About 10.
Did you say you were about 10?
No, 18 now.
Well, you just said 10.
10 toes.
Oh, 10 toes, but you're 18.
Yes.
Could be worse, you know. You could be 10 and have 18 toes. I knew a girl like that once. She was really 2 girls, but I don't want to. Now, one punch. How do you train for a big fight?
Well, let's see. I get up at 6:30 in the morning. I go run. I come back and I go to bed.
Wouldn't it be simpler to just stay there in the first place? Once you're up, why don't you stay up?
Well, that's not all of the training. I got a little bit more.
There is? What else?
Well, I get up at 10 o'clock and I eat my breakfast. Then I go back to bed.
You must have a fortune tied up in pajamas. Then what do you do?
Well, I go train in the gym for a couple of hours, then I go home and go to bed. It's true. Then I get up about 5 o'clock and I eat my dinner, go out and take a walk, and I come home and go to bed.
You don't see much of the outside world, do you? Why do you do all that work? Why is there so much sleeping and jumping up and down?
Well, how do you want to get in top shape?
Top shape? Well, who wants to be shaped like a top? Now, what are the first things you have to learn about ballet, Patty?
Well, the first thing would be the 5 basic dance positions.
And what are the 5 basic dance positions?
1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Well, you ask a ridiculous question, you get a ridiculous answer. On the other hand, Aragon only has 2 positions. Vertical and horizontal. Could you describe the first dance position, Patty?
Well, position number 1, you have your feet together, your heels together, and your toes pointed outwards, and push your heels forward.
Well, that sounds pretty simple. It's okay. Now, what are some of the basic steps of the ballet?
Oh, there's tours jetés, pirouettes, glissades, assemblées, jetés, and entrechacatras.
What time do you stop at Nacogdoches? Isn't all that stuff Greek to you, Art?
It's French.
It's French. Well, all I can say is Vive la France! What qualifications are necessary to become a good ballet dancer, Patty?
Oh, most of the qualifications are physical. You should have a sturdy body and flexible and a slender figure. And it's good to have long legs, but it isn't necessary.
Well, the legs should certainly be long enough to reach the floor, Patty. Well, it's been very interesting talking to you two. Now, let's see how agile you are in the quiz. Now, you beat the other 2 couples, and you'll get a chance at the $1,000 DeSoto Plymouth question. I can't tell you how much the other 2 couples won, but Fenneman's off stage to remind our listeners.
The mother of 8 children and the expectant father are ahead with $210.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected sporting terms as your category. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay. Now, how much you want to bet of the $20?
10.
Talk right out loud into
10.
the microphone. Like the fight was over and you were saying, hello, Mom. Texas Liga is an expression in what sport?
Baseball.
Baseball is correct.
We're on the way, Groucho, with $30.
Well, you hit that over the fence. Remember, you're going for $1,000 tonight. Now, how much of the 30 will you try?
25? 25, she said.
25. A lob shot is an expression of what sport? L-O-B.
Oh, wait just a moment. A lob. It's tennis.
That's right, tennis.
Let's find it now. We have $55.
You got $55, and here's your third question. How much will you bet?
40.
Riposte, I guess, R-I-P-O-S-T-E, is a maneuver in what sport?
How do you spell it?
R-I-P-O-S-T-E.
You guess.
Post. Football?
No.
No, that's a tough question. It's fencing.
They now have $15.
That's a shame. All right, here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much of the 15 will you try?
All of it.
All of it. A stymie is an expression of what sport?
That's easy, huh? I'm stymied. No, not marble. I'm stymied. You stymied a guy. Gee, that's simple.
Stymie. Thought it was marbles.
Well, I was thinking of golf, but I guess they have stymies and marbles. But I'd say you're right.
They wind up with $30, and that means the expectant father and the mother of 8 children with $210 get the chance at the DeSoto Plymouth $1,000 question. To serve you efficiently, to serve you promptly. Those are the aims of every DeSoto Plymouth dealer. No matter what make of car you drive, no matter what sort of attention it needs, a DeSoto Plymouth dealer is well equipped to give your car the very best in service. skilled factory-trained mechanics, the most modern tools and equipment made, service at a fair price, and prompt, courteous treatment every time. That's the kind of service you get when you drive in at the sign of a DeSoto Plymouth dealer. That's the kind of service that means extra miles for your car. From coast to coast, there are more than 3,000 of these DeSoto Plymouth dealers, each with an earnest desire to serve you. And here is the mother of 8 and the expectant father, the winning couple, all ready for the DeSoto Plymouth $1,000 question, Groucho.
Here we go for $1,000. Ready? I'll give you 15 seconds to decide on a single answer between you, so think carefully and please no help from the audience. Here it is. The Panama Canal, one of the great engineering feats of all time, would never have been possible if it weren't for the discovery of the Isthmus of Panama. For $1,000, tell me who discovered the Isthmus of Panama. All right, what is the answer you two have decided upon?
Balboa.
No, I'm sorry, but it was Christopher Columbus on his last voyage to the New World. Well, that's the correct answer, so that means the big question next week will be worth $1,500. Well, you lost the big money, but you won $210 in the quiz. Congratulations, and thanks to both of you.
You Bet Your Life is a John Goodell production, transcribed from Hollywood, directed by Robert Dwan and Bernie Smith. Music by Jerry Fielding. Be sure to tune in again next Wednesday night at this time for the Groucho Marx Show, You Bet Your Life, presented by the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers of America. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth. 2 great cars, both products of the Chrysler Corporation. And don't forget, next week, the big question will be worth $1,500.
So good night, folks, and remember, just be sure to see your DeSoto Plymouth dealer.
Folks, here's a tip from the National Safety Council. May is National Car Safety Month. So remember, check your car, check accidents. This is George Fenneman signing off for the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast.